Ah, yes. Here we are once again, the High Noon Hemp Show. That must mean that it's Wednesday at high noon Eastern Time on the Hemptations Beach Facebook page. Of course, a lot of you watching later on YouTube. That is awesome as well on the Jedi Hemp channel. It is Hempendence Day, or at least we're celebrating Hempendence Day. Of course, the 4th of July is tomorrow. I'm Joe Clare. You can Google me if you care enough to do so. Of course, high above Hemp Quarters in Sharonville is the man himself, Beach. Beach, how are things in Hemptations land on this Hempendence Day celebration, if you will?
It is tough to say. Happy Hempendence Day, everyone. I am showing an error on the live feed. I don't know if we're out there or not.
Everything is good on my side, my stream, if you will. Facebook's been having problems today. Pictures haven't been coming up. Instagram's been down
I'm sure we're there.
online.
Happy Hempendence Day, everyone, from the Hemp Quarters high above the Sharonville location. Hopefully you're out there and everything's running smoothly in Facebook land, although mine doesn't say that.
Yeah, I got nothing.
We are, aha. Are we not on the air?
And it says we went live 6 minutes ago, which we did not. It was a minute ago.
Yeah. Mine says that we're live, but when I go to the live stream right now, it's trying to load something.
Yeah, I just get the little spinning circle.
Yeah, I have a strange feeling that we are not live.
Thank you once again, Facebook.
Let me see.
Abilities.
I wonder now if I can.
Yeah, everything on my broadcasting software says we're good, so it's a Facebook problem. Which, as I said, doesn't surprise me. Instagram down has been trending on Twitter all morning, and usually when Instagram goes down, it's a Facebook problem. And yeah, I got the spinning white circle. That is a shame.
Yeah,
I don't know if that means that Facebook is recording it and it would appear later for people. I'm recording it, but I don't know if Facebook is. Now it's making me hit the play button again and still giving me nothing.
Well, I suppose we'll do the show and upload it to YouTube, even if it's not on Facebook.
Hey,
how's that?
We'll do what we can do.
As long as you got the recording, then that's how we're going to do. So welcome, folks, to a show that was probably never live for the Hempendence Day. It's true. Just so everybody knows, hemp was quite influential in the independence of the Europeans, the English to become Americans, I should say. Hemp was legal trade in the colonial days. So you as much hemp as you could grow, they would take. You could use for money and things like that. And so it was pretty important to the Europeans becoming independent here in the United States. The revolution was bad, although part of that was a little bit of that was in the sea, and of course all the hemp ship or all the riggings and sails and rope and all of that was hemp back in that day. They didn't use anything else but hemp pretty much for stuff like that back in the revolutionary days of America. With the caveat that I have to put in there, of course, the independence of the Europeans in America did not bode well for the Native Americans. They decided they should have been doing the fireworks, but it's a part of history. It is part of what we are and what it is, and hemp was a big part of that. And so, I've got a hemp flag right over my shoulder there. I'm as much in support of my European heritage as my little bit of Native American heritage that I hope I really have when we discuss these things and all things hempendent, so to speak. And of course, hemp itself is almost as independent as we would like to see it in the United States. We're real close. Federally legal. We can't grow in Ohio still, so there's still some hurdles that we're trying to get over. And once that is true, then I will truly believe that hemp is free um, and independent from its counterpart, which should be free and independent of all the counterparts as well. But um,
Indeed.
either way, we support that. We're going to jump right into. I've got a lot of news, actually, it seems like, and so we're going to jump right into the product spotlight so we can get to it. The first product on the product spotlight is brand new to the stores. We just got these in about a week ago, and it's the Blazy Susan tray. Okay, so that's a hemp plastic. This is your conventional rolling tray, or the new kids have all their stuff with their stuff, which I can't keep up with. And I know how definitive that is, but that's the best way that I can say it.
Youths.
The youths of today and all their stuff. There's the round section up in the top left corner, your, I think, 2 1/4 size grinder. I know the hemp plastic grinders are a little smaller than that, so it would fit right in there as well. If you want to get a hemp plastic grinder for your hemp rolling tray, get some hemp papers, and go to work. We support. I love hemp plastic. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in a little while. And so to see anything once again being made out of hemp plastic is quite genius. So we can only hope that more and more stuff like that comes along. The next one is kind of appropriate, I think, for the pet owners celebrating Independence Day if you're near fireworks, and that is the Sit and Stay CBD tincture. We give our dog a 100-pound Doberman. She starts shaking like she's got 28 double D batteries in her when the lightning comes or anything like that. But we give her the hemp tincture right on the tongue, and it's one of the only things that calms her down. And so, this is good for daily use if your pet has some issues that you're trying to deal with, and this is good for those times just like that. If your dog is afraid of fireworks or thunder or lightning, thunder actually, not lightning. I don't think they're afraid of the lightning. I think they're afraid of the thunder. But it truly does what you want it to do. And Doka is a new brand for us. They do human stuff and pet stuff. And so there's the Doka Sit and Stay CBD for your pets. The next one is the dime bag backpacks. And we are working on a dime bag order right now, but school's just going to be, amazingly enough, August and back to school is going to be right around the corner. But dime bags, we've been carrying their stuff again for a while, and customers love their products. They got pockets inside, and it too is made for the youths of today. I think in the backpack carriers of the world, which is quite popular for adults and young people to carry backpacks everywhere you go. Whatever, like a purse. Honestly, it's definitely an acceptable way for a man to carry a bag and not get made fun of, even though that is ridiculous. To make fun of someone for carrying a bag just because it may look like a purse or something is just ridiculous. Because I have a full bag of stuff.
I'll carry
all
a purse
the time.
if I need to. If I got to carry something,
again, if
a purse
that's
available,
right.
that's what I'm getting.
That's right. No doubt about it. And the last product is a CBD human product, and these are new to us too. This is the CBD Living Milk Chocolate Bars. It's got 120 milligrams of CBD in it, and it breaks up. It's got little sections, so I think you can break it up into a certain amount of milligram per piece. If there's 6 pieces in there, obviously, then you're going to get 20 milligrams per piece. I think that's how they break up. I haven't actually looked at one inside, but they do make it so you can just chunk off a piece, so you don't have to don't sit down and eat your 120 milligrams CBD chocolate bar in one sitting, unless you really, really, really want to get a good night's sleep. Because that will probably do it, no doubt about it. So there they are, 4 from the store. Now it's 1 from my door, and I've really been trying to get this one on the show for a while, and I kept forgetting my hemp oil at home, even though I have a whole store full of it, so I really have no excuse. But I mentioned not too long ago, Abe Lincoln, they proposed that Abe Lincoln, when he was reading in his log cabin in Kentucky, that it was most more than likely hemp oil that his lamp was burning. Well, there it is, folks. There is a hemp oil burning lamp. This is actually a lamp that my mom gave my grandparents a long time ago. Found it in the basement.
Wow.
And I knew that hemp oil burns. I took that hemp oil. This is an expired bottle of Manitoba hemp oil. Poured it right in there, let it soak into the wick, lit it up, and there it is. And so that is why you can't use hemp oil to fry with, because it has a high flash point. It will catch on fire very easily, and that's not good for your food. But it is good for light, and it is good for engines, in all honesty. A high flash point in an oil is what you're looking for in a combustible engine. And so there it is burning. It smells a little odd. I will have to say, I was not expecting, I didn't know what the smell was going to give me. It does have kind of a weird, nutty burning smell. And so I think the smell might be something to get used to when it was as it's burning. But, if you nothing better for natural, that's pretty much natural light, I would say, hemp oil and a little bit of flame. That wick could be made out of hemp. It's not, I am sure. It could be. I don't know. I mean, it might be. But you can, hemp fiber makes for a pretty decent wick as well. We've got hemp candles with hemp wicks in them. Once the hemp is waxed, it makes a really good burning material. And then, of course, you've got the new the hemp rope, basically, it's wax that you use to light whatever you want to light that you don't want to use a lighter for. And so that's out there. But there it is, some hemp oil burning, folks. Hemp oil burning.
Nice.
Like a movie. Sounds like Steven what was his name? Hiya, Steven. He's a cop now. That karate Steven. I can't think of his last name. I can't believe Seagal, that's it. Yeah. Hemp oil burning. Sounds anyway. So there you go, folks. 4 from the store, 1 from my door. Again, all the products from the store can be found in the store. And hopefully at all the locations, if you see something here and you go into a location that's not there, tell them you want it there, because that's the convenient location for you. We do have 3 stores and 1 in Dayton. If you don't. And as Joe says, if you are 420 miles from Cincinnati or Dayton, Ohio, then there is absolutely no reason why you should not turn this way and come and check out the products in the store. Largest selection of hemp on the planet, folks. Growing weekly, honestly.
Indeed.
Hemptations.com
for locations.
Growing weekly. Look for my face on a billboard. I didn't mention that earlier, but
wow.
If you're in Cincinnati and you're driving up 75, right out of downtown, close to 74, you may see a big picture of my head on a billboard. Or you should, anyway. I'm paying for it. So that's some fun stuff.
It's something to look forward to.
It is. I've been talking about a billboard for a long time. And they really came up with a good design. They're, using the picture. If anybody's familiar with me, the picture kind of went around the United States of me holding the 2 bottles of CBD. It's kind of a close up. It's a really good picture, and I definitely want to add to the validity of us and our CBD products. And I truly believe that by putting my thing there, regardless of how much that really means, I think that that's telling people that we're for real. We're not just some fly-by-night hemp store CBD company that wants you to go on and you have no idea. We want you to come in, find the right CBD product for you. All right, well, I'll stop talking about me.
Absolutely.
Jeez, this show's about me. This show's not about me. Go see the billboard on 75 North, right above 74. Have fun with that.
Indeed. Of course, this next segment is usually I describe it as the best thing on Facebook. I guess today it's the best thing not on Facebook. As an update, we are still not live on Facebook. It says we are, but there's just nothing there.
It says we are, but we are not. So. It says error loading.
Yep.
Let's see if I'm going to click on it again. Error loading.
Maybe
but
today,
it says that
the best thing on YouTube.
It still says, though, that we've been online for 15 minutes. So I don't know. Maybe some people are getting it. Maybe In certain parts of the world,
I
it
do
is
not
actually
know.
going, but it is, but we are not. I cannot see myself, but we are steady ho to
I've
go
been
to YouTube.
I've been refreshing, and there's just nothing. But those of you who are
Error.
lucky enough to be seeing the show, maybe it's the best thing on YouTube today. Whatever it is, it's your favorite segment. I know it is because people write me many, many letters and send them in and tell me it's the best. It's the best segment ever. Is the
Like Joe's
beachwear
telling
segment where
tales out
Beach
of
shows
school
us
over there.
his hemp ensemble for the day. So the question is, what are you wearing, Beach?
That's right, folks. If you woke up this morning, you said to yourself, "What are you wearing, Beach?" I bet it's going to be red, white, and blue. You're wrong.
Ah,
Even though this is the Hempendence Day, it's black and white, folks, because it is just black and white. Hemp should be legal. That's the issue. Anyway, we've got my good old Adidas, licensed Adidas hemp hat on, as you can see. Mindo hemp shirt. Are we live? What are you doing? We're supposed to be. Oh, I am. Oh, look at that. Anyway, I'm doing business, folks, even though we're not live and we should be. My Mindo hemp T-shirt, which is Mindo hemp, Mendocino hemp, was around a long time ago, and you can see on the back, it's just a really cool design. The Island hemp shorts. These are some of my favorites. Obviously, I'll be wearing a bright green pair of these in the parade tomorrow that I'll talk about in a minute. We've got the I Love Bad boxer briefs and the Oasis No Show socks, which I love, and the good old Saucony Jazz running shoes. Again, I think that's part of Saucony's vegan line of shoes made from hemp. So if you got up
wow.
this morning, you said, "What are you wearing, Beach?" It's just black and white, folks. Actually, I should say black and natural because it's natural, not really. And I don't know what natural is for a color. It's natural hemp. It's a very, very light brown, I suppose, on the color wheel to figure out what that official color is. But there you have it. Straight from my closet, right to you at home or in the office, wherever you're viewing the High Noon Hemp Show.
But not
Probably
live
on
on
YouTube for this episode, but not live on Facebook today.
Facebook. Wherever you're
That
watching
is
it,
the
that's not
independent
Facebook.
we're getting. That's how independent we are today. We're doing our Facebook broadcast not on Facebook.
That's right.
It's not our fault. It wasn't our fault, I should say. It's not our fault if you're watching somehow. But
Facebook is garbage. I'm sorry.
it's still going to be counted as an episode on YouTube.
You have to take it up with Zuckerberg. Say, what is the
Yeah,
problem?
everybody. Yeah. Come on. You got one job, multiple jobs, but they can't seem to keep up with any of them. So
Well, the
it
main
is
one
what it is.
Keeping your website up and running is a good start.
Yeah,
If you're working on something at Facebook,
that's right.
work on that.
Work on that. It is true. It's well, okay. Back to the show. Anyway, we got some news going on all around the world. In all honesty, kind of some fun stuff over at the European Industrial Hemp Association's awards that just happened. A company named BioLite. A company named Triphyllon, who made a BioLite composite, won first place. And what they've got is a polypropylene reinforced with 30% hemp fibers. Now, polypropylene is the second most common plastic in the world. It's very common for packaging and things like that. So this is a beautiful thing to see, because if we could replace all of the plastic packaging in the world with this even 30% hemp plastic, that would be an incredible. Now, of course, I think we should just get rid of packaging. But in a world that no one seems to be honest or can't keep their hands off stuff, we have to have packaging. If we could get rid of all the packaging in the world, that would be great. But that won't happen. So we can replace that packaging with hemp plastic, hemp polypropylene. Then that's one step forward to it becoming a natural biodegradable product. Now it would have to be 100% for it to really be biodegradable, depending on what else, they might still be obviously using some oil or whatever else in their polypropylene, because it's only 30%, but 30% is better than nothing. And so the goal is 100%, but not all plastic can be replaced with 100% hemp. So to add the hemp into the mix, is good enough, definitely where that's appropriate. Second place went to a company called Bafanu, and they've come up with a protein powder that is 70% complete protein, that's a lot. That's a huge. That's your weightlifters or using that kind of stuff or whatnot, and so that's a lot of protein in a little package. Most more than likely, when it comes to go buying your protein powder. Now that's a European company as well. Whether these will actually hit the States or not, unfortunately, I don't know. The third place was a face cream made by a company called Hemp Touch. Again, of course, it has CBD in it as well as hemp oil, and so obviously the benefits to both the CBD and the hemp oil are incredible, honestly. And so that was fun. This is kind of cool. The largest hemp research facility in the U.S. is going to be at the Oregon State University campus. And so I don't know what that really means as far as the largest hemp research facility, but I believe that they're going to build a facility where they can literally research all aspects of hemp, and so not just the CBD, or not just hopefully the CBD will be the last thing, but it'll be interesting what they do with that. But the fiber and all the other stuff that we can do with hemp, and so good for Oregon State University. And of course, Oregon's I think they've been a pretty pro cannabis state for a while. So it doesn't kind of surprise me there. But this is going to be for hemp research. So if you're out there and you're young and you know somebody that's in high school and you want them to get involved and be educated on hemp, then I would recommend you to have them send their application to Oregon State University. And of course, they don't have to be young. You can be old. You know what? And there is no age limitation for learning, that's for sure. But obviously, that will be a place where they're going to give you the opportunity to possibly participate and learn more than a lot of the universities that are out there. That's for sure. Unless you're in Kentucky or UK or some of these other schools that have kind of dedicated themselves to the hemp pilot research part of it, then that's going to be difficult to get. So good for Oregon State University. Now for some sad bad news. Some bad, sad news anyway. North Carolina is proposing to ban smokable flower, to which I say that is ridiculous. If it's acceptable in a cream or a tincture or anything else that's consumable, then it should be consumable as a smokable if that's how the customer wants to ingest it. I've been saying for a while that we're kind of holding off on smokables here just because CBD is still controversial. I was in a meeting last night, and there were people at the meeting that still believe that CBD was illegal in the state of Ohio. It is not. But we are going to pick up some smokable CBD because I'd actually talked to somebody else at the same meeting. And this was a medical meeting. They wanted me to come and talk to some of the products that we have in the stores for medical and whatnot. But I did talk to someone else that had smoked some high CBD, 0.3% or less THC, and they believe that it did for them what they wanted it to do. So limiting the way to ingest it, obviously smoking anything is bad for you, or not good for you, in a sense that our lungs weren't meant to take in smoke. There's yet to be any proof that cannabis smoke causes cancer. We have not seen that. We know that tobacco does because of the chemicals that are in it, more or less. And so, but there is no real definitive proof that smoking cannabis in its raw form would lead to lung cancer. But of course, and I've always said this, whether I smoke or not, smoking anything, our lungs were not meant to take in the smoke of anything. And so that logically makes sense. But it is a very common way for people to ingest their cannabis. And although we can't do that in our medical program here in Ohio, and Florida's the same, every other state allows for that. And it seems to be the way people are okay with getting their medicine. And so it should be the same with their CBD supplements. If they want to get their CBD supplement in smokable form, then by all means have the opportunity to do that. And yes, that's that. Now back to some good news. Israeli researchers found that the condition of 80% of the autistic children tested showed improvement with CBD.
Wow.
And this is the interesting thing, 0% of these kids tested benefit conventional drug therapies. So 4 out of 5 kids with autism showed some type of improvement with CBD, and 0 out of 5 kids showed improvement with the conventional drug therapies that exist today.
Wow.
How does that make any sense at all? And I will attest to this because emails from parents. I have my best friend's son is highly autistic, and he has been giving his son CBD for as long as I've been able to provide it to him, which is a long time because we've had CBD in the store, and he knows that it helps. I got an email from a customer who figured out that right dosage for their kid. Their autistic kid started talking.
Wow.
I mean, it gives me shivers to think about it. And so I totally, that's why I want to get this. I mean, I totally believe this study. The fact that we're not doing it in the United States or doctors can't do it here, validity to it is ridiculous. Of course, there is one anti-seizure medicine out there that's CBD related. But again, this is just all you need is the over-the-counter supplement. So to give your autistic child an 80% chance of seeing improvement. As parents of autistic children know, there is never going to be a normal. That never happens. But to get an autistic child in a place where they're comfortable in their own skin, just thinking about it, I'm almost going to cry, honestly, because it's unbelievable to know that this can provide this for these children, and they can come to me, they can come to any store and buy it over the counter as long as it's quality product. They don't have to buy it from us, but to know that they should try to look into it. It is, again, the facts are it's proving to work. It's proving to work. We can't make any medical claims, but it's proving to work, according to the Israeli researchers. So, that's good news. That's, we're more and more, as things that we can make from industrial hemp, more and more are we finding the benefit of therapeutic value to the CBD supplement. And so it's a great thing. It's a great thing. All right. Well, that's the news in the world. Most of it was pretty good. So we're moving on. We'll move on. Now, I did mention this before, but it has actually officially opened the Textile, Hemp, and Horticulture, a Universal Transformation exhibit, is at the Botanical Gardens in Lund, Sweden. So if you're over in the Sweden area and you want to go check out a museum quality textile, hemp textile. I mean, trust me, I want to see this thing come to the States or possibly consider going seeing it because I love the history of the textile, and to actually see it, I think would be really neat. And that goes on until September 25th. So you got plenty of time to get there. Again, that's Lund, Sweden, at the Botanical Gardens, and it's a textile, hemp, and horticulture exhibit. Tomorrow, we are going to be in the North Side Parade. Again, if you're in the Cincinnati area and you happen to watch this before the parade, come and check us out in North Side. We're going to be on the USS Hemptations this year. It's a little different. Normally we pull our this year. We got to float. We got to float, people.
Nice.
Yeah, right. Next Thursday, July 11th, I'm going to be up in New Pleasant, which is the Dayton area, at a Pathway to Herbs. Longtime family friend has opened up an herb shop, and they're going to do a CBD little panel. We've got a doctor that's joining us as well. And so if you want to come and ask any questions straight face-to-face, learn about CBD, and you're in the Dayton area, that's going to be a Pathway to Herbs in New Pleasant. And again, if you go to the website, hemptations.com, the second page of the website has a list of the events that I talk about here on the High Noon Hemp Show. And the first page has the events that we actually participate in or the store participates in. And so you could go there and check all those things out at hemptations.com. 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 42 minutes an hour. I don't know.
If you feel like it.
If you feel like it.
We're not watching the show, 42 minutes.
So. Right. Also next Thursday, down in Louisville, if you're in the Kentucky area, they're going to be doing a hemp dinner. It's called the Farmington Hemp Dinner in Louisville from 6 to 9. I believe there's a Facebook page for that. May or may not be up for you to view right now.
Give it a shot.
But, check that out if you're in the Louisville area and you want to go enjoy some hemp foods for dinner. July 13th is the New England Hemp Symposium. That's I was talking about that. That's my boy John holding it up in the New England states. He's going to be there probably with his little hemp museum, doing his hemp presentation, and you will learn about hemp. It is true. And then also on July 13th and the 14th, you've got the Enviro Hemp Workshop in Glenwood Springs. And again, this is being run by some of the greatest hemp revolutionaries in the country. And so you would definitely want to go and learn from them if you have the time and the measure and are around the Glenwood Springs area, I suppose. And then July 23rd, 24th, Missouri's largest cannabis expo at the Getaway Center in Collinsville, Illinois. And of course, now, the Illinois just legalized. And so they probably, whether it's, going to be hemp related or not, I don't know. I suppose it's supposed to be, but it's, that's kind of interesting. Missouri's largest cannabis expo is in Illinois. That can't be right. What did I do there?
It was so big they couldn't fit it in Missouri.
That has to be an error, folks. It's either not Missouri's largest or it's not in Illinois. Oh, that's too funny. I just
State
understand.
could not
I'm
contain
assuming
it.
Collinsville, Missouri. And then August 2nd and 4th, the first weekend of August, you've got the Miami Beach Convention Center with the largest USA CBD and Hemp Expo.
Wow.
So
big stuff.
They big stuff indeed. Everybody's got big stuff going on. We can't be against it. That's for sure. I do actually have that's pretty much what I got for July. A couple August, you got the second weekend or so of August, the 8th and 10th through 10th. You've got the Carolina Industrial Hemp Expo, and that's always fun if you got a hemp festival like that, and that's going to be in Raleigh at the Sheraton, and then August 27th, the Henry Clay Hemp Social, which is something that I may try to participate in. Down in Lexington at the Henry Clay Estate, where they are growing a little patch of hemp as we speak. And so that's the events going on for July and August I've got so far. I did see a question on Facebook today, and it does relate to North Carolina's ban on smokable hemp, smokable CBD, smokable hemp, whatever you want to call it. And the question is, because it was brought to one of the people that are participating in the discussions with the government, is should smokable hemp be sin taxed? And I say 0% of that should be true. I'm kind of against sin taxes to begin with, because who gets to decide what's a sin, supposedly? And if you
Exactly.
don't know, a sin tax, that's what they call a tax on things like alcohol and tobacco, or anything that somehow someone in the government says is bad for us but legal. So
Hmm.
it's okay to have it. We know it's bad for you, so we're going to tax you more because you're a burden on society. That's literally what sin taxes say, is
Yep.
you are a burden on society for using this product, and we're going to tax you more for it because of that. And not only is that not true for any of those products, to be honest with you, it's definitely not true for CBD products. I mean, to be honest with you, we're talking about something that's beneficial to society, and it's not going to cause more medical ailments. It's going to decause, if that is even a word, it's going to decause future medical ailments and keep people out of hospitals and seeing the doctors and things like that. And so to it would be like putting a sin tax on vitamin C. It'd be like putting a sin tax on aspirin. Honestly, it's a ridiculous principle for someone in government. And this was a question from someone in the legislative body in North Carolina to a person who is supporting the movement, the hemp movement in North Carolina, and had a good part of making hemp legal, I think, in the state of North Carolina, for that matter. This is that politician asking this person if you think that would be okay. And of course, I hope they said no. They were looking for responses from people, to which I say no. Again, I don't believe that there should be sin taxes on anything. I mean, again, it seems so weird. Once again, the hypocrisy of saying we can buy something and then charging us more because then you say it's bad is ridiculous. And again, these things are decided by individuals in an office somewhere. Oh, we think alcohol is bad. Let's sin tax. Oh, we think tobacco.
Hmm.
We know tobacco is bad. Let's sin tax it. But I think tobacco should be illegal if we know that it's that bad, not to sin tax it. Whatever. I don't think anything should be illegal. Don't quote me on that. I think that we should have a choice, and you educate yourself on the harms. I do think that if things are really that proven to be that unhealthy for you, then the whole label should just be a big poison sign. And if the person still wants to buy it because it's in a
Hmm.
box marked poison and use it, then that's up to them. Which is more or less where again we know that that's where the tobacco industry is going. Some states have disclaimers as big as the packages on there, and that's a good thing. Honestly, if we have proof that the product is harmful in any way, then yes, you should know. We don't have that on Coca-Cola, and overconsumption of caffeine and carbonated sodas is not healthy. But it's because, guess what? No one thinks that drinking Coke is a sin. But so I'm against the whole idea of sin taxes to begin with, and I would definitely be against the idea of saying, of course, you would want the CBD to be available if it had to be taxed. So, I'm in a conundrum there, because I would rather it be legal and taxed, I suppose, than not legal and not taxed. But I definitely don't believe that's necessary. I don't think that there's a need to do that, because then once again, that does demonize it as well. And until there's proof that we should demonize this form of ingesting CBD, we shouldn't demonize it. And
Absolutely.
that's pure and simple. So anybody in North Carolina should get a hold of their reps and tell them that this idea of banning smokable hemp is ridiculous. you don't support it. No one should support it. It should be a choice that an individual wants to make. I did forget to bring up one other piece of news, and that is the fact that New York is about to have the governor sign something that's going to mess up the hemp industry in New York. And I think it's kind of part of like this licensing and special licensing to do anything hemp type of thing, kind of how what was proposed in SB 57 if it happens here in Ohio. So, look into that if you're in the state of New York. See what's really going on up there with that legislation that I think it's already been approved by the legislative bodies and is sitting because they're contemplating changing or not changing. They can't change it. They're contemplating adding, and I don't know what this will do, adding something to it that will counteract the badness of it. So I don't know what's going on there in New York, but beware. If the governor signs it, then the CBD and industrial hemp itself could be a conundrum in New York. So we'll see how that goes as well. All right, folks that didn't get to watch us live today on Facebook because Facebook went duty. So that was the Hempendence, the Happy Hempendence Day show. As always, reduce, reuse, recycle, make everything else out of hemp. Having Hemptations.
Happy 4th of July. See you all next week.